Hello and good evening everybody. Welcome to class. Just a second, there is some problem with the uploading of the file. I've been trying since a long time. It's not uploaded yet. Just a second. I'll just settle that. I'm fine, Rezi. How are you? In fact, how is everybody? Okay. So I'll have to I prepared a Word file, but it's not being uploaded. There's some problem with it. So I'll just start with the PDF that is there. Okay, so today we are going to study about the different types of market structures. Okay, I hope the things are visible to everybody. The screen is visible to all of you. I'll give it a last attempt to upload. Just 1 minute. So yeah, what are the things that you know about a market structure? What is the meaning of that market structure? We can start with what is a market. Too small, Rajiv? Just wait. Just a second. I'm giving it a last chance, last attempt. Maybe it's uploaded, the original document. Maybe it's visible then. Just a minute. Just wait. I'll just sort it out. Give me a second. Okay. Now. Alright, so you can just start with what is a market. Can you just tell me what is a market? Anybody? Relation between buyers and sellers, or we can say it is the place where buyers and sellers meet, isn't it? Okay. Now everything is visible. Everybody, can you all see what's written? Yes, Monichin, it's a set of buyers and sellers, or we can say it's the place where the buyers and sellers meet. So it is something of great importance. So depending on the conditions, the prevailing conditions, the markets are all over the world are divided into 4 main categories. Okay, so there are 4 types of categories into which the markets have been divided. And market not only means a geographical market. Good evening, Kelvin. Welcome to class. So it's not only about a geographical bifurcation of the market. It can be by any means. Okay, here is the answer from NET. We can read it, given by Nixon. A market is one of the many varieties of systems, institutions, procedures, social relations and infrastructures whereby parties engage in exchange, which is the combination of product and producer, buyer of the products. Yes, the basic is the exchange between the buyer and the seller. Okay, there are some markets still which are based on the barter system. You know what is barter system? You all must be knowing that. Barter system. Exchange of goods. But what type? Like, what is the essential characteristic of the barter system market? Yeah, goods for goods, exchange of things of same price. It's rather a commodity is exchanged for a commodity. Okay, suppose the price for the price that has been fixed is, I'm talking about a barter market, barter system. The price has been fixed at 4 or rather 4, yeah, I will say 4 quintals of rice for 1 cow. Okay. Now if somebody is in need of 2 quintals only, then what are we going to do? Will we be cutting the cow into half for the purpose of exchange? Four quintals for a cow. If one is needing 2 quintals, then what will be the result? Can we exchange it for half a cow? Half a cow for 2 quintals? No, that is not feasible. That we cannot do. So that is the reason why the barter system has been done away with, because the goods are not always divisible and it's not always feasible to have a trading under the barter system. Because of these drawbacks, the barter system has been done away, and this has led to the evolution of money, the money or the currency which we are using in today's world. Okay, so let's get back to this market structure. It is also known as the number of firms producing identical products. So firm sells goods and services under different market conditions, which economists call the market structure. So market structure describes, Nixon, what did you ask? What system? We were talking about barter system. Barter. Okay. So market structure describes the key traits of a market, including the number of firms, the similarity of the products they sell, and the ease of entry into and exit from. The market examinations of the business sector of our economy reveals firms operating in different market structure. So market structure is best defined as the organizational and other characteristics of a market. Now, what are the basic characteristics on which the definition of market is based on? So the basic things are the number and the size and the distribution of firms. What is the size of the firms? What is the number of firms? And what is their distribution pattern? Then entry conditions, whether the entry is free or is it restricted. Then extent of the product, differentiation. What is the nature of the product? Is it homogeneous, heterogeneous, identical? What type is it? That all defines the existence of different types of market. Then there is price, supply, barriers to entry, efficiency, and competition, which we need to consider. Now we can see these in detail one by one. So these are the determinants of the market structure. First is freedom of entry and exit. How much freedom is there to enter and exit a market? Means a firm can start manufacturing, start supplying, it can become a part of the industry, and when needed it can just leave the industry. So how much freedom is in that aspect, that is important. Then what is the nature of the product? Is it homogeneous or differentiated? Homogeneous means similar types, and differentiated is with a slight difference, of the same kind and nature but with a difference. Then control over supply or output, control over price, then control to entry. Excuse me, I'm having little cold. Okay, so we can just now see the main types of market structures. So the market structures have been basically divided into two categories: perfect market and imperfect market. Okay, perfect and imperfect. Perfect market means a market where there is perfect competition competition at its peak. An imperfect market is the one in which the level of competition is little less. So there is nothing as such imperfect market. Under the imperfect market, there are three types of market conditions. One is monopoly, the other is monopolistic competition, and the third is oligopoly. Okay. Have you heard of these terms previously? Perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. Okay. Some people know about them. Now, going forward. One minute. The whole content has not been pasted here. Just a minute. I'll settle this. I'm just getting the content. Just a second. Okay. So you can just tell me something about perfect competition. Those who are already aware of this. Abdullah, there is some problem with the file which I have uploaded. It's not visible. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the content. Okay. I'm placing it on the whiteboard so it's visible to everybody. Is that fine? So this is visible to everybody. So the first is perfect competition. So what is perfect competition? It is a market condition in which there are unlimited buyers and unlimited sellers. The producers and consumers are unlimited in number. The demand curve is perfectly elastic. It's perfectly elastic. What is the meaning of this statement? The demand curve is perfectly elastic, as you can see over here. This is one of the essential characteristics of a perfect competition. The demand curve is perfectly elastic. Can you elaborate this statement, perfectly elastic demand curve? Price increase, demand decrease. Price increase, demand reduce. Yes, we can say it is a place where there is a free play between the demand and the supply. There's no intervention. It's perfectly on the demand and supply behavior that the prices will be determined. It's based on that. Okay. So perfect competition is a market structure where an infinitely large number of buyers and sellers operate freely and sell a homogeneous commodity at a uniform price. So can you just give me one example of this type of market structure? Everybody, it's simple, perfect competition. A market structure in which there are large number of buyers and large number of sellers for same type of a product. Can you just think of an example? The product is similar. Textiles, okay. Textile industry, yeah. Then phone, okay. But we put phone in a different category. We put the phone industry in the, I am talking about the mobile industry, we put that in the monopolistic competition. Yeah. Garments, okay, textile, garments, then they can be, what if I say toothbrush, soaps, creams, household items. Yeah. Then chips or wafers. These are all the items, basically the consumer goods which are there. They are all they fall under the category of perfect competition market. Yes, agriculture also. Over here, the producers and manufacturers are many, and the sellers, the buyers are also many, and the price between things or price of the commodities are determined on the basis of the demand and supply. If there is more demand, the price will be higher. If the demand is low, the price will go down. So we can see what are the features of a perfect competition. Infinitely large number of buyers and sellers. When there is very large number of buyers, no individual buyer can influence the market price. That is a very important feature of this type of market. The price is determined on the basis of the demand and supply. No individual as a firm can dominate the prices. They cannot make the decisions related to prices. So the firms operating under a perfect competition industry are price takers. They are not price makers. Okay. I'll just write it over here. Firms are price takers, not price makers. Yes, share of market for each seller is comparatively insignificant. Yeah, no one is in a dominating position in a perfectly competitive market. Okay, so no single seller has the ability to determine the price at which the commodity is sold. So who determines the price in such a market? So in a perfectly competitive market, it is the forces of market demand and market supply that determines the price of the commodity. So since each firm accepts the price that is determined by the market, it becomes a price taker. So as the market determines the price, it is the price maker. Alright, this is clear to everybody? Everyone? Is it clear? Okay. So you can get this such type of a question. Why are the firms price taker in a perfectly competitive market? Because it's because of the demand and supply that the prices are determined. So here is one example. Okay, this demand, this column is for supply. Okay, so supply is 500, 650, 800, 950, and 1100. Is that fine? Yeah, Abdullah, I said. Okay. Yes, Abdullah, I said the firms are the price takers. They are not the price makers in a perfectly competitive market. So the question which you can get in the examination is, why are the firms price takers and not price makers in a perfectly competitive market? Alright. So let's see this graph. So when the price is 10, the demand is 1000, the price goes to 20. So demand goes down, supply goes up, price is price is even high, so demand will be low now, the price will be 800. So when the price is 40, the demand is 700 and the supply is 950. Because why is the supply rising when the price is rising? Because the firms want to make the best of the situation. They want to get the optimum profits, and that they can get by selling at higher prices. So since everybody wants to make the profit, So as the price is going up, the supply is also going up. All the firms are supplying their products in the market to make the best of the situation. So at 50, the supply is 1100 and the demand is 600. So now it's going towards the supply side. So we see that when the price is 30, the demand and supply both balance each other. They both become equal. So this is the price that will be decided by the industry, and at rupees 30 per unit the product will be available to the public. Okay, because at this point the demand and supply are similar. They are cutting each other at this point. Alright. Okay. Now I'll show you this with the help of a diagram. Just a minute. Actually, the diagram is in the form of it's in a graph. That graph is not coming on the whiteboard. I'll just try and fix it. If it's done, then it's fine. Okay, Nixon is asking a question. Can you explain one more time between take and maker? Yes, I'll explain you with the help of the diagram. You can see it. Okay, I'll draw it myself. So here is a demand and supply curve of the industry. Okay, so this is for demand and this is for supply. So we assume like at this point the demand and supply is cutting each other. So let us assume this point to be A. So at point A, the demand as well as the supply for the product is similar. As per the example, it is 800. The demand as well as the supply, it's 800, and per unit price at this point is rupees 30. Okay, it's rupees 30. So this 30 is the price of the product that the firm will, the industry will take. Okay, it is the price at which the industry will operate. Rupees 30 per unit will be the selling price for that product. This is the equilibrium price. At this price, the demand and supply is balancing each other. It is equal to each other. So every firm, they will have to take rupees 30. No one can sell beyond 30 and no one will sell less than 30. Okay? Because if they are going to sell at less than 30, they will incur losses. And if they are going to sell above 30, then people will shift to a new seller. They will not come to them. So they will lose the business. So that is why 30 will be the price. So that is why, Nixon, we say that the firms are price takers. They don't have to do anything. They cannot do anything about the price. They have to take the price which is decided by the free play of demand and supply of the product in the market. Is it clear? Is that fine? Okay. Now I'll shift the whiteboard. Can you see what's written over here? What is happening? Okay, just wait. Now is it visible to all of you? This font, is it visible? Can you see, everyone? Point number 2, homogeneous product. Yes. So now we come to Rajiv, I'll try and adjust. I think it's too big now. Now is this fine? I think it's visible now. 125 font size. Okay. So the products are homogeneous. Homogeneous means similar type. The products are all of similar nature. They are identical in all respects. There is no difference in the packaging, quality, color, etc. Okay. So that means the output of one firm is exactly equal to the output of the other firm. This is very essential characteristic of a perfect competition. Then free entry into and exit from the market. So very easy entry into a market means that a new firm faces no barriers to entry. So barriers can be financial, technical or government imposed barriers such as licenses, permits and patents. The implication of this feature of perfect competition is that while in the short run firms can make either supernormal profits or losses, in the long run all firms in the market earn only normal profits. You know, supernormal profits means profits beyond the normal level. Okay, so like there is a diagrammatic representation to show the normal and the supernormal profits, which we will be discussing in the upcoming classes when we will be discussing about the revenue concepts. So this is like the firms make supernormal profits in the short run, but in the long run they cannot. Like the best example for this is now the World Cup is starting in 14 days time from now. The Cricket World Cup. It's happening in Australia. So all the hotels over there, do you think they are going to make profits in this season, in the cricket season? The hotel industry will make profit in the cricket season, and it will not be just profit, it will be supernormal profit. Okay, supernormal means too much. They are going to earn excessive during this period. So it's the short run period, maybe 1 month, 1.5 months, at the most 2 months, that's it. But in the long run, all the firms will make only normal profits, because as soon as one firm starts making supernormal profit, since there is no restriction on entering the market, so what will people do? People will, or rather more firms will enter into the market. So again, with the entry of new firms, the supply will rise, and as the supply will rise, the demand will go down, and because of this, the supernormal profit will transform into normal profit. Okay. Did you get this, everyone? Or should I tell you again? Should I give an example? 1 minute. Okay. Now suppose there is a industry of car. Okay. Don't go by the drawing. The car is not very good. This is a car industry. Okay. So somebody tells that the car is available at this is a perfectly competitive market. The car is available at a fixed price. All the cars of a similar nature and features are available at the same price. Now this car is being sold at the outskirts of the city at 10,000 rupees lower. Okay, the price for the same car is 10,000 less than what it is in the city. So what will happen? The firm which is operating in this outskirts of the city, it is going to make supernormal profit. Everybody will want to buy the car from this place only, isn't it? Where it is 10,000 rupees less. Now, yes, it's a three-wheel vehicle, Nexon. One tire is missing. It's an auto, okay, Indian auto. So now everybody will go towards. One second, I'll just have water. Okay, so people will want to buy the car from this place only. So what will happen, as the other firms will know about this, that it is available at 10,000 less than what it is in the market, then a new firm will open at this place. A new firm will open, then a second firm will open, and a third firm will open. So what will happen? The suppliers have increased in this area also. So obviously the demand for the vehicle will now go down. Okay. Abdullah, you can see my name at the end of the class. Okay. You will get to see the name of the teachers at the end of the class. So you can just see it then. Am I not audible? Sarita, am I not audible? Can you all hear me? Okay. All right. Sarita, is that fine now? You're saying you're not able to hear. So let's just continue. Now, perfect knowledge of the market. This means the buyers and the sellers have the complete and perfect knowledge about the market. They know which product is available at which place at a reasonably less price or like equal price, whatever. This I'm leaving because we are not discussing about the revenue today. Okay, this one, shape of the AR and MR curves, average revenue and marginal revenue curves. Now we go to what are the examples of the perfect competition market? It includes the firm product markets, the stock market, the foreign exchange market, the currency market and bond market. That is an example of a perfectly competitive market. Now the next is monopoly. This all comes under imperfect competition. Next is monopoly. So monopoly is the form of market in which there is a single seller for a particular commodity and there are no close substitutes for the product. So it's exactly the opposite of perfect competition. Just one seller for the product. So since there is just a single seller, he is the one who will decide the price for the product. So he is the price maker. Okay. The monopolist is the price maker. You have any idea about, means you have any example in mind for the monopoly market? Anyone? Monopoly? Apple iPhone. Okay, yes, correct. iPhone is manufactured by Apple only. Electricity, that's correct. But you know, Rajiv, now electricity has been privatized. Now there are certain private companies which are into this supply. That is the example which I was also about to give, Nixon, Indian Petroleum. But now we have Reliance Petrols also. So that is also there. Just one example which comes to mind is the Indian Railways. Okay, that is a service provider which is exclusive with the Government of India. There is no other competitor for railways in India yet. So we can say it's a perfect competition. Sorry, it's a monopoly. Police service. Yes, police service is also there. It's a monopoly. They can like charge whatever they feel like, the railways. Alright. There is a single seller for the product. Since he is the single seller, he is the price maker. That is pretty obvious. Then there are no close substitutes for the commodity. So the product is exclusive. Like iPhone, Apple iPhone, that is a perfect example. If I talk about consumer products. Now barriers to the entry of the firm. One minute. I've scrolled down, I think. Yeah. Barriers to the entry of the new firms. There are barriers to entry into the industry for the new firms. And it may be because of these reasons. Ownership of the strategic raw material, then patent rights, government licensing, natural monopolies. So, like for railways only, these points are applicable. Now, in the world, the Arab countries, they have the monopoly of what? They have the monopoly of oil, isn't it? Yes. So we can say the Arab countries are the monopolists for oil. They are the price makers and they make the price for the product. They supply it to the whole world. So the implication of barriers to entry is that in the short run, the monopolist may earn supernormal profits or losses. However, in the long run, the barriers to entry ensure that the monopolistic firms only supernormal profits. Yes, obviously. Yeah, cartel. Cartel is the association of the nations. No, sorry. That's not cartel. Cartel is a form of business. Isn't it, Rajiv? It's a business form, like sole proprietor and all that. Yeah, so in the long run as well as in the short run, a monopolist will always make supernormal profit, isn't it? Rajiv, what is cartel then? I'm just missing it out. Can you tell me? Cartel is okay. Till the time you are typing, I'll just continue with this. So price discrimination is there. Like, yeah, few companies tie together and decide prices. Okay, I just missed it out. In the monopolist, same product may be sold at different price to the different buyers. The example for the same is like a coal company. If we talk about a developing economy like India, most of the industries today still operate on the coal concept. Alright. So when the coal is being supplied to government, it is provided at a subsidized price. When it is being supplied to the special economic zone or free economic zone industries, then also the prices are different. When it is available to the general public, the prices are different. So that is an example of price discrimination. Like electricity charges in Delhi are different for domestic users and commercial and industrial users. Okay, so this is an example of price discrimination. So in monopoly that is also possible. Then abnormal profits are there every time. Limited consumer choice. Yeah, there is just one provider of the product. So obviously the choices are not very much. So you have to travel by Indian Railways only. You don't have any choice, even if the train is getting late by 12 hours or so. These days especially during the cold season. So price in excess of marginal cost. Again, I'm not explaining this point because we haven't discussed the cost and revenue concepts yet. So in the long run, the average revenue curve and marginal revenue curve looks like this, and marginal revenue curve falls at a rate higher than the average revenue curve. That will be a separate topic, a separate class. Okay. So we are done with this. Now we come to monopolistic competition. So monopolistic competition is the third type of market structure. It is a market structure in which the firms have a monopoly. Means there is not only a single service provider or a single seller. There are more than one sellers of the same commodity. The products are very much identical. The best example is mobile industry. If like smartphone is there, then there are n number of smartphones. Nokia Lumia is there. We have Sony Xperia, Ericsson Xperia, and yeah, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. That is a best example. So cosmetics, we have Lakme, we have Maybelline, we have L'Oreal. There are n number of companies for that. This is an example of monopolistic competition. Everyone has a share of the market. Okay. So it is a market situation basically in which the market is competitive but has some elements of a monopoly. So in this form of market, there are many firms that sell closely differentiated products. So the examples are mobiles, cosmetics, detergents, toothpaste, etc. Then large number of buyers and sellers are there, just like the perfect competition, but not that much intensified, but still. So and since the number of sellers is not as large as that of the perfect competition, therefore each firm has the ability to alter and influence the price of the product it sells to some extent. Okay, they can alter it to some extent. Product differentiation is an important thing. The product may be the same. The brands sold by different firms differ in terms of packaging, size, color features, etc. So that is there. Products are similar to each other but not identical. They are not identical. They are not exactly same. Like you taste Coca-Cola and you taste Pepsi. There is a slight difference between the two. So we can say they are similar but not identical. So due to a large number of substitutes being available, demand for a firm's product is relatively elastic. Okay. Then selling costs. All the products are close substitutes of each other. They are needed to be differentiated for this firm's incurs selling cost. Means, you know, the best example is Coca-Cola and Pepsi. The companies incur a lot of cost on advertising their product because the products are very much similar in nature. So they have to advertise the product to get the customer know about that. So they incur lots of selling costs on the product. Then again, free entry and exit of firm is there. The manufacturers can leave and enter the market. It's not a very difficult process. And they earn only normal profits. No supernormal profits for them. Even in the long run and the short run, the profits are only normal by nature. Okay. So the average revenue and marginal revenue curves are very much similar as that in a monopoly market, but they are a little wider, you can say. Means you can see the difference. This average revenue curve is too far away from the origin. This marginal revenue curve is also away from the origin. So that is the difference. They are flatter under the monopolistic competition than under monopoly because of the large number of close substitutes available for a firm's output. Now we come to the last type of market structure, that is oligopoly. Okay, so oligopoly means a few sellers. An oligopoly is an industry composed of only few firms or a small number of large firms producing bulk of its product. Since the industry comprises only a few firms or a few large firms, any change in price and output by an individual firm is likely to influence the profit and output of the rival firms. So major soft drink firms, airlines and milk firms can be cited as an example of oligopoly. This is the best example, airlines and milk firms. Like previously, there was monopoly in the airlines also, government monopoly. There was Air India and Indian Airlines. But now we have many private companies. So now it has become more like perfect competition. Yes, cooking gas. Very true, Rajiv. A very good example. Cooking gas, like suppliers. We have Indane, we have HP, we have Bharat Gas. I'm talking about India. You might have not heard these names. We have HP, that is Hindustan Petroleum. We have Indane. We have Bharat Gas. Okay, so these all are, this is an example of oligopoly. They are large firms and so there are, we can say there are just few firms. There are few sellers and buyers are many. Okay, so oligopoly is an industry. It is as an industry is composed of few firms or a very few large firms controlling bulk of its output. Then firms are mutually dependent. Each firm in oligopoly market carefully consider how its action will affect its rival and how its rival are likely to react. So this makes the firms mutually dependent on each other for taking price and output decisions. Then there is barrier to the entry and exit of the firms because normally the industries which operate on an oligopoly market structure are those which require huge capital investment, then patent rights and all. If you go for petrol pump, if you go for oil digging, or if you go for like this gas supply only, these are the business which require huge amount of capital and patent rights, etc. Then non-price competition, when there are only a few firms, they are normally afraid of competing with each other by lowering the prices. So it may start a price war, and the firm who starts the price war may ultimately lose. So to avoid the price war, the firm uses other ways of competition like customer care, advertising, free gifts. Such a competition is called non-price competition. Okay, the strategy is a little different. The competition is there, but it is done in a different manner. Like when you book the gas, in how much time will you receive it? Will you receive the cylinder? So that is a perfect example of customer care. How is your complaint attended? What is the manner of attending that? That all comes under this. Okay. Now this is a summary. You can see number of firms under perfect competition many, monopoly 1, monopolistic many, and oligopoly few. Then types of products. For perfect competition, it's homogeneous, means similar type of a product. Monopoly, it's unique, single or limited. Monopolistic, differentiated, like mobile phones, differentiated. Oligopoly also, differentiated. Gas cylinders. Then entry condition, perfect competition is easy. Monopoly is impossible. You cannot enter into competition with Government of India in the like railway industry. Monopolistic it's easy, but oligopoly it's difficult. Pricing. In perfect competition, the firms are price takers. Monopoly, they are price makers. Monopolistic again price takers, and oligopoly price makers. Then innovative behavior. In perfect competition, it's weak. Monopoly, it's potentially strong. You can do experiments. Monopolistic, it's moderate. And oligopoly is very strong. Monopoly is potentially strong because you are the only seller. Whatever you do, people will like, they will have to take your product. They have no other option. They have no other, you have no other substitute. So that is there. Then examples are given. For perfect competition, it's agriculture, stock market, currency market or bond market. For monopoly, public activities. For monopolistic, it's the retail trade. For oligopoly, steel industry, oil industry, soft drink industry, airlines, milk industry. Okay. So I hope this is clear to you, all of you, the different types of market structures. Okay, and it will be better if you will go through your material, the material which you have for reference. It will be much clearer then. And now what I'll do is I'll show you a video, small video. It will sum up whatever we have done in today's class, so that the things can be recalled easily by you. Right? You can just watch the video now.
Today's lecture is going to be on market structure. Structure of markets. There are 4 different market structures that we're going to study. It's perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and pure monopoly. And these different market structures are determined by various categories, such as the number of firms in the market, a firm's influence over price, product differentiation, if there's advertising used, ease of entry into the market for other firms, and then our last category, we're just going to look at some examples. So the first one we're going to study is perfect competition. There are many different firms in a perfectly competitive market. They have zero influence over price. I'll explain that later. The product differentiation, the difference of products that are being sold in the market, there is no differentiation, no advertising used, and the entry into the market. So if a business wants to enter into the market of this product, it's very, very easy to do so. So perfect competition, perfectly competitive characteristics. There are many, many buyers and sellers. Products are identical. There are no brand names. There are no advertising. Buyers and sellers, they act independently. The sellers independently compete for the buyer's money, the buyer's dollar, and the buyers compete with one another for the lowest price. And there's this idea of complete information. Buyers and sellers know exactly which suppliers have the lowest price. So the buyers are going to shop at the stores with the lowest prices, and the sellers are going to match the stores that have the lowest price. That's what results in the zero influence over the price. If one seller lowers the price, all the others are going to have to match that store very quickly. Otherwise, all the other buyers are going to go and shop at the lowest seller's place. Our next category is monopolistic competition. Again, there are many firms. They start to have a limited influence over the price. Product differentiation, there's some. There's some advertising used, and it's still fairly easy to enter the market. This is a market structure of the market. This is a market structure where there's a large number of sellers and they offer similar but not identical products. So we're looking at toothbrushes right here in this photograph, and they're very similar products. You know, it's tough to differentiate toothbrushes. However, they're not identical, so there is some differentiation. The bristles are different, the handles different colors, etc. Each firm has a small percentage of the market, and each firm acts independently, kind of using, again, looking for their own interests. The next market structure we're going to look at is an oligopoly. There are only a few firms this time. They have some influence over the price. There's a fair amount of product differentiation, some advertising used, and the key here, it's very hard to enter an oligopoly market structure. With an oligopoly, there are a few large sellers that dominate the industry, and now they have interdependent behavior. When one seller does something, the rest of them are going to follow. Okay? They really watch and see what the others do. Pricing behavior is usually quickly followed. So if one company will lower or raise their price, other companies are going to very quickly follow the price, which results in most of these companies trying to compete on a non-price basis. So when they try to be better than their competitors, they use different techniques than adjusting the prices, whether it's advertising or playing some sort of pricing games and ideas and stuff like that. Our last market structure here is a pure monopoly. In this one, only one firm exists. They have complete control over the price, essentially. Zero product differentiation because it's only one firm, so they don't have to. No really advertising because they are the whole market. And it's very, very, very hard to enter into a monopolistic market structure. Pure monopolies, there's a single seller. There are no close substitutes because they are the market. And the firm is the price maker, and they do so by controlling the quantity supply because the demand is going to remain the same. Three types of monopolies. There's a natural monopoly, where the costs are minimized by having a single firm produce the product. A geographic monopoly, with the absence of other sellers in the area. And a technological monopoly, where essentially there's a patent.
So this brings us to the end of the video and to the end of the class as well. Thanks for your time, everybody, and just enjoy yourselves. Have a great week ahead. Please fill the feedback form which you'll get at the end. Thanks for your time. Good night. Take care. Have a nice week. So this brings us to the